Hi there, everybody. My name is Michael Lay, and today I will be talking about the integumentary system. So this will be the first of many videos I hope to produce for the anatomy class hosted through the University of New England Online. So let's talk about the skin. The integumentary system consists of the skin, the hair and nails, and glands. The skin I'll talk about first. I'll be talking about it from the top to the bottom or from superficial to deep in anatomical terms. So the first layer of the skin is the epidermis, and it consists of five sublayers. I created a cute little mnemonic for this called Cornelius Loves Grading Snowboards. This will all make sense in just a moment. So the stratum corneum is the top layer of the epidermis and mostly serves as a protective sort of layer. It consists of dead connective tissue, dead loose connective tissue, and dead keratinocytes, otherwise known as skin cells. Now, deep to that, in some parts of the body, is the stratum lucidum. Stratum lucidum is only found in deep, or sorry, thick thick skin, such as what's found in your palm and the soles of your feet. Now, deep to the stratum lucidum will be the stratum granulosum. The stratum granulosum is where you'll find different keratinocytes producing producing proteins that serve a very maintenance sort of function for your skin. So stratum granulosum is very integral in healing wounds or healing the skin and providing proteins that do so. And deep to the stratum granulosum is the stratum spinosum. Stratum spinosum is where you'll find more developed cells or more specialized cells. Besides keratinocytes, you'll find Langerhans cells and melanocytes, which contribute to the coloration of one's skin. And last but not least, the fifth layer of skin is the stratum basale, the fifth layer of the epidermis, pardon me. Stratum basale is where you'll find basale and baby, I like to call them baby stem cells, baby skin cells. So developing keratinocytes, stem cells, are found in stratum basale, and they will proliferate as we go more superficially into the upper parts of the epidermis. Stratum basale. Next, I'll be talking about the dermis. So the dermis consists of two layers. The first one being the stratum, sorry, no more stratums. First will be the papillary layer, followed by the reticular layer. The papillary layer of the skin is where you'll find blood vessels like arteries and veins. And as we go deeper into the reticular layer is where you'll find the continuation or the ends, perhaps, of those arteries and veins. But you'll also find, very importantly, hair follicles and glands. And last but not least, below the skin, you'll find the hypodermis or the subcutaneous layer of the skin. This is where you'll find adipose tissue, adipose cells, or your fat cells just deep to the skin. So that's everything that consists of the skin. So I've talked about the epidermal layer, the dermis, epidermis, dermis, and the subcutaneous layer. Let's talk about hair. So there are two types of hair. There is peach fuzz hair or vellus hair, which you'll find in most parts of your body. For example, my arm, you might see it here, or you might not, but believe me, it's there. Vellus hair, peach fuzz hair, or terminal hair, which is darker, thicker, more permanent. Terminal hair, it's found on your hair. It's found on your head as well as your eyebrows and your eyelashes. That's hair. Next, we'll talk about nails. So nails are found on the most distal parts of your hand, and these serve a very protective, serve as a sort of protective barrier for your capillaries and blood vessels just below the skin. Next, we'll talk about glands. Glands, there are a couple types. So there are sebaceous glands, and sebaceous glands produce sebum, and these are found in most of your hair. So sebum, sebaceous glands produce sebum, which serves as a protective barrier for bacteria. Sebaceous glands. Then there are sweat glands. There are two types of sweat glands. One, apocrine glands, which are located in your armpits and your groin area, and these help produce what I think are pheromones, but they produce hormones. Yeah, produce hormones. So apocrine sweat glands. Below that, and finally are eccrine sweat glands, and eccrine sweat glands are just sweat. They produce H2O. So when your body is rapidly producing things in times of stress, just kidding, then you'll produce sweat to help your body maintain homeostasis. So we've talked about the hair, nails, skin, glands. I think that's everything. So finally, we'll talk about a clinical application of everything we learned. So sebaceous glands, sebum, seborrheic dermatitis is what I'd like to talk about. So seborrheic dermatitis is a condition where there are overactive sebaceous glands in your body. And this is something that's very pertinent to me because I myself, so you'll find that there's a lot of dandruff up here, and there's also some red parts as well. See right here, as well as right here. Some people may call this eczema, but it's one of the symptoms of seborrheic dermatitis. So, like I said, seborrheic dermatitis is actually caused by overactive sebaceous glands. And when that happens, there is a buildup of sebum, which leads to bacteria, a very particular type of bacteria that develops, that creates this sort of dandruff and starts basically eating up the top layers of your skin. But yeah, seborrheic dermatitis. I have it. I kind of hydrate a lot to sort of prevent the spread of it, but that's all I can do. There is no exact treatment for it, but the best I can do is cross my fingers and hydrate. Yeah, that concludes my presentation on the integumentary system. I hope that everyone is having a lovely day, and I hope that you learned uh, a little bit about the skin, hair, nails, and glands from this presentation. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.